And we're live again. Welcome back. My name is Anna Mako, marketing specialist, marketing strategy, whatever. Um, Again, always DM me or click on my Beacons page to get in contact with me if you want an evaluation of your business, whether you'd like to be a guest on the show or you would like to work with me personally. And today we have a very special guest, my friend Eugene. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. How are you, Eugene?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm really, really well. I'm glad to have you here today. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself in a little bit about what you do? Because that'll be the topic of the conversation.
Okay, well, my name is Eugene Mandelcorn, and I am a producer, writer, and studio exec with a new international studio without borders or walls that specializes in a whole new area of entertainment that does more than just entertain or make you forget about your problems. It actually offers possible solutions to the problems we face in the world today.
And how do you go about doing that?
Well, we find solutions to problems. First, we analyze, see problems that really are important to people to be solved, and then we try to find people who have those solutions, and then we take that solution and we weave it into the fabric of a film or game. We do both feature films, produce feature films, and video games.
Wait, you do video games too?
Yes, there's more money in video games than in motion pictures, believe it
I
or not.
No, of course I do believe it. I know it's a fact. I didn't know you did video games too. Can you? I might need you to like try and hop on and hop off or something because you froze completely.
I did. Oh,
You did.
okay. I don't know. How do I hop on and hop off? I don't even know how
Okay,
to do that.
so just at the bottom you can just leave studio and then click the link that I sent you before.
Okay, I see leave studio.
There you
Okay.
go. Leave studio and come back. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at Eugene's where is it? His website. Yes, I know I'm leaving. There we go. Just so we can give him a moment to hop back on. Because this is a really cool lead the way movie. Okay, perfect. So until Eugene comes back on, let's go ahead and take a look at his website. Lead the Way Movie, the first solution film in history of the cinema. This is a really good website. I'm like, oh, Wix. This is awesome. So one of the things that Lee was explaining to me is that he is worldwide. It's not limited to like one location or the Los Angeles studios. And wow. Okay, cool. Let's look at Lead the Way. An autistic man running for president of the United States joins forces with a Native American woman to find solution for the country's problems. Lead the Way is the story of the first solution candidate for president from the United States. He launches a whole type of campaign independent of any political party, that actually changes the whole geography of how candidates run for office. This is really interesting. Brand new film genre. The solution film is a live action narrative fiction that offers ways to solve problems and make changes for a better future using new concepts, inventions, organizations, technologies, and in some already exist but are not efficiently exposed, and others are simply ideas in progress that could become reality tomorrow. This is really cute. Oh, you need to get back over here because I really actually think your website's good. And you guys know I'm kind of not kind of I'm like pretty anal with like coloring and like visibility. This is like when I judge a website, it's like, okay, everything is legible, everything is visible, the contrast is easy to read. Um, it's user friendly. You're not getting lost in the website. Because that's actually like a lot of conversions. You lose a lot of clients because of the complicated. Oh my god, it's so fancy. You know what I mean? Oh, here we go. Virtual reality immersion solution play. Oberenda is the first blah 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 that immerses audience into the world of movie and the micronation that our central protagonist Patrick Lee is currently leading in his ordinary world. It is more than just a trailer, more than an introduction to the movie. It is a whole new experience of digital entertainment that immerses viewers through the combination of a virtual reality game and immersive theater play. It will soon be available to stream via personal devices around the world. Does not require any additional. Cool. Go to the next one.
Want me to rewrite the scene? This story is very contemporary, and originally we wanted to start shooting in February of 2020 because we wanted this film to come out even before the election.
Lead the Way is about an Asian American man, Patrick Lee, who has Asperger's syndrome, which is a mild form of autism, and he also is legally blind.
Oh wow!
Running
Hold
for
on.
office, but
Actually, I need to test out the audio to make sure that it's like you can hear it. Because this is actually really okay, perfect. You can.
he is running as if he didn't have any competition.
He's standing on street corners with
Yo!
Running for office.
Let's hear this again, because this is actually really, really cool.
You want me to rewrite the scene?
Yeah. What in old English? Now has
This story is very contemporary, and originally we wanted to start shooting in February of 2020 because we wanted this film to come out even before the election.
Lead the Way is about an Asian American man, Patrick Lee, who has Asperger's syndrome, which is a mild form of autism, and he also is legally blind.
And so he's running for office, but he is running as if he didn't have any competition.
He's standing on street corners with a megaphone trying to get people to vote for him, but it's not going very well until one day when he meets Celeste Seedlingson.
Well, Celeste brings out Patrick's inner charm. She brings out his confidence. She teaches him how to speak and to communicate, to get his ideas across, which he has a great number of ideas.
Simon was really concerned about his character because the character has to change over the course of the movie.
Who spent an enormous amount of time doing research and detailed behind the scenes kind of work to really understand the character, understand Asperger's, to really drill down on different aspects of the character and really plot carefully through the entire script the trajectory of this actor and how he evolved on the spectrum.
I just threw myself in there. Like I watched as many YouTube as possible and like videos, everything, research, calling friends for help, and just talking to people with Asperger's.
So there's a lot of that stern wanting to find out the right choices and making sure we do the right things for our people, making sure that the right things happen.
In a way, with the situation today of the gun control and the presidential thing that is going on right now, and we need solutions. And this kind of makes us think a little bit of the solutions that could be possible.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, everyone.
Yo, stop sharing. Let me change my camera because I think it's. No, we're good. That's weird. I think I need to change my battery or something. Do something off with my. Anyways,
Yeah.
that was awesome. That's I
Thank
gotta
you.
I gotta tell you, that's the way that I see, like the way that she brings out his like character and the good parts of him, and like that's what I do in my job. So watching that, I was like, this is exactly that's so unique. He has
Yeah,
Asperger's
I
and
used to say, I don't know if you're familiar with My Fair Lady. Are you familiar with that film?
yes,
Okay. I say it's My Fair Lady in reverse because it's the woman
yeah,
who's training the man
yeah.
to be a political front runner. Yeah.
But it's what's funny is that like we had it before where we would people in my personal opinion, people got it a little twisted. Men are very strong and stern and are very capable of teaching, but women are also very inspiring, which also make great teachers. So that's why I'm like, this is such a unique and realistic, really, thing. Video, like carry on. So we just went through your website a little bit and we watched a little bit about the film.
Mhm.
So how did you come up with this? What was the purpose of this video?
Well, the main purpose was to illustrate a new genre of film, the solution genre. And it kind of melds the documentary with the narrative fiction feature film. It's a blend of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because in the past, only documentaries try to actually show solutions to problems. Not every documentary, but some, you know. And so what we did is we melded the two together, the documentary and the narrative feature, and made a whole new genre, the solution genre. And like, do you see that what he's wearing behind me? Those
Yeah, I do.
goggles? Yeah. 99.9% of the people think he's wearing virtual reality goggles. You
What
know?
are they?
Okay. What they are is actually a new invention called New Eyes that allows the legally blind to see.
Stop
Sometimes
it.
for the first time in their life, they see their spouse or their children. Yeah, and it can be very emotional. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've seen the ones with people that are colorblind being able to see, let alone like blind. What? That's a thing?
Yes, and that, okay, we have a saying in our studio which goes very well with what you talk about. We say there are three things that you have to know to be successful in the entertainment industry. Do you know what those three things are?
I don't think I know what those three things are. I would love for you to tell me.
Okay. Marketing, marketing, and marketing. Like in real estate, it's location, location, location. In the entertainment industry, it's marketing. And if you never learned it after Blair Witch Project, I don't know if you're familiar with that, then you never will, because that was 99.9% marketing.
Can you elaborate on that? So for people that don't know.
Okay, well, it was a film made for almost nothing. Okay, there was no screenplay. There were two directors, but they weren't even on the set. They sent the actors and the crew into the forest to ad-lib the film. And then they edited it. And they went around. Nobody wanted to distribute this film. They said it's terrible. The acting's not good. The camera work is terrible. You get dizzy, you know. And but then they found a company called Artisan Entertainment. They saw the film and they said, we know how to sell this film. We know how to market it. So they marketed that tiny little film that was made for almost nothing. And it made over $250 million just in box office alone. It made hundreds of millions of more in ancillary like video and merchandising and TV and so forth.
And it was in the 90s during
1999.
It was the era where when a movie hit like that, it slapped for months. It was, I remember everyone was like going crazy over it.
Yeah. And what the studios were saying, this will never happen again. And they were trying to make it seem like it was a freak accident that this film made all this money and knocked their big budget films out of the box office, okay? That's what they want. But what they wanted to do is make sure they had control if this ever happened again, okay?
Right.
So when a film called Paranormal Activity was made for $15,000, Paramount grabbed it right away. And that film made over $200 million. So what they were saying, no, we're not saying that it can't happen again, but we're not going to let it happen to us. We're going to make sure we own that property.
Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to. Is it like, I mean, I feel like it's like that with any industry. As soon as like big corporations realize, oh, this does work, they want to take hold of it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the people, that's the thing that I try to like talk about with people in general, whether it's this podcast or another one that I have, it's always critical thinking. It's because then it's like you just said, it's like they want their hands in it. And so many people get overwhelmed thinking that like, oh, it's not possible for me. They have their hands in it. So it's refreshing hearing your perspective on it.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thinking of it, except that in those two cases, it was a horror films, 2 horror films.
Right.
Okay. But I believe it can be done with other kinds of films. And most recently, a film knocked the big budget films out of the box office. It was made in 2018 and not released until 2023 because, again, a sales and marketing company said, we know how to market this film. Okay, so far, I think it's made over $200 million, knocked most of the major studios out of the box office. Okay, so it happened, and it's not a horror film.
Which movie was it? Wait.
That's called Sound of Freedom.
Why does that sound familiar?
Probably because they've done okay, I saw that.
Oh!
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Dear God.
I went to the movies to a multiplex, 18 theaters, okay, in the multiplex with my wife. We went early because we wanted to see some other films that were there, big studio films. 17 of the films in the theater multiplex were studio films, and one was this independent film, okay? So we went into a superhero film. It was almost empty. Then we went to another film that was a horror film. Almost nobody there. Then we finally went into the film that we were talking about. It was packed. We couldn't even find a place to sit. It was standing room only from the beginning to the end. So that's why I knew the marketing that they were doing was working.
Well, I do have to have a little pushback on that because it's not just the marketing. There was a lot of controversy with that film being created. There's like 4 or 5 people that were working on that film. I think 2 or 3 of them were like major musicians that all killed themselves. So there's like a lot of, remember the Linkin Park guy? People don't remember this. He was one of the very first ones. I was still living in Manhattan Beach at that time, and he, and it's so there's a whole thing that a lot of people that knew about this film being created have been following through the years. So I think it's a combination of the marketing and the controversy around it. Because
the marketing is not only knowing the controversy, but knowing the audience. Like in Blair Witch, the fact that it wasn't real. They were advertising that this was a real film. It was found footage, which was a total lie.
I know. It's honestly, and that's the thing where it's like people can call marketing whatever it is. I'm like, it's emotional manipulation, but it's for a profit, and that is the goal of marketing, whether you like the sound of it or not. I thought it was real when I was a kid.
But what we're using marketing, we're trying to use marketing to make the world a better place. So that's what our objective is to lead the way for other talented filmmakers around the world to work in this new genre that will solve problems.
That's fantastic to hear, especially under the temperament that we've been in.
Yeah.
The industry does not have a good reputation for it. So this is very like, I can imagine that I would imagine that you guys are going to get a lot of support, because I think people are desperate for authentic goodness. Like, just like you said, being able to help around the world.
We're in development on 2 other solution films this year as we speak. And I'm sure by the end of this decade, solution films will be on every studio and every major company's list of projects.
I can 100% agree with that. I want to guarantee it, but whatever. I project trends based off of studying everything, and you're right on the money. If this was like 10 years ago, no. But now, until at least 7 years from now, it's going to be nothing but people are desperate for solutions.
Mm-hmm.
You can only like fill a person up with negativity for so long before they're desperate for good.
Look how AI is taking off. AI has been around actually for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's taking a foothold and nobody can stop it now.
Because why?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you know why?
Why? Well, I think it's marketing. Again, because I think ChatGPT, when it came out in November of last year, the marketing was tremendous. And then it got people interested to try it. And when people tried it, they went crazy. Because one of the movies we're making is called The Chat. And it's about ChatGPT.
I can't wait to see it. There's a lot of people that they're still skeptical of AI. And I understand why. We've all been programmed to be terrified. Look at the Matrix movie and all of that stuff, right? But the reality is, what's actually happening is people are so concerned with losing their jobs and all of these things. AI will never be able to take away the personal touch that a human gives. That's number one. But number two, if used properly, AI allows a person that would have to be spending their years and years and years creating content, writing reports, all of these things, it condenses it. So now people have more of an ability to do what they want to, what they're good at, experiment with things. And that creates an entire new genre of innovation.
It frees up their time, and time is money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I'm definitely going to see that. You got to let me know when it comes out.
Have you seen Lead the Way yet?
No.
See the movie, because then we'll have a lot more to talk about after you see it.
No, I'm going to. So a lot of, especially like the Asperger's thing, it's people don't realize that it's not, they think that it's like the jabs and all of these things. It's also marketing. When you oversaturate an entire the human race with propaganda and marketing, and you emotionally manipulate them for all these years, there's going to come a time where a new generation is going to come with less emotional empathy or capabilities. And that's what we're seeing here. But it doesn't mean that they don't feel. It just means that they can also see through the facades of what's not true and genuine and what is. So I'm really interested in seeing this. I will definitely see this. And then I'll let you know what I think. But truth, honestly. I'm also a consumer though, so I'll probably love it.
Well, don't expect it to be, it's not a studio film, so don't expect it to be the greatest film ever made or the most artistic, but it definitely is one of the most important. And that's the kind of films we want to make, is important films.
Absolutely. Okay. Wow. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. That was really cool. So you have Lead the Way and you have The Chat coming out. Is there any other movies or anything else?
Well, we plan to do the sequel to Lead the Way. The problem is, when I first gave the script to the director who directed it, he said, "Oh my God, how many solutions do you have in this film? It's going to be a 3.5-hour epic. Nobody's going to sit through it unless you're Spielberg or Lucas or Cameron. You're going to sit through 3.5 hours of a whole new genre of film." And he said, "You know what what I would like to do? cut the script in half. Just cut it right in half. And that's what we did. He shot the first half. It ends on a upward feeling, a good feeling, but you don't know the resolution yet, the real resolution of the movie. So we already have the sequel. The sequel is the second half of the film. And so we have to shoot that. Okay. The problem is right now we don't have the funding for the second half. He also told me the second half is going to cost much more money. Okay. Because the story is Patrick Lee is legally blind and autistic, the perfect candidate for president of the United States. And people, after watching the first film, they want to find out, is he elected president? Does he accomplish his goal? You know? So that's what will be in the sequel.
Wow.
And that one's going to take more money. So we're shooting a spin-off called Making It. We're going to shoot Making It before we shoot the sequel. So it's a spin-off. That means you take it from the theater. Two young filmmakers. Remember I said what lead the way, what we want? We want to lead the way for other talented filmmakers to work in this new genre. So two filmmakers who are at a screening of Lead the Way, when they come out, they meet, they eat together, and they decide they're going to make a solution film, a low-budget, independent solution film. So it's a film about making a film. And that's a spin-off because it starts with the closing credits of Lead the Way, where they leave the theater.
Oh my God, I miss working with people in the industry. This is because it's like the creative. It's like really. Oh my God. Okay. So how does that play into what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about like Castaway?
The what? I didn't hear you.
How does that play into what we were talking about when we were discussing the movie Castaway?
Well, Castaway does that, but it's not really a solution film.
Right.
But there's a product company or service that throughout the film, the main character actually works for that company, FedEx. Okay. And when he is on the island, he's on this desert island all alone, you know, and he's trying to figure out how he's going to survive. These FedEx packages wash up on shore. Each package he opens offers another solution to his dilemma. Whether it's ice skates that he uses the bottom of it like a knife, you know, or it's the Wilson Sporting Goods volleyball that becomes an actual character so he doesn't go crazy. He's actually talking to himself, but the Wilson becomes a character.
Yeah. I think I told you earlier, you caught me with that one because my dad and I always have the joke where I do something silly, we'll say, and he looks at me and he's like, Wilson! From the scene when he's like mad at Wilson and he throws him and then he like grabs him back. But no, you're right. So every item was a solution to a problem and then people remembered it.
So that's what I'm saying. We put a lot of solutions into this film. The goggles he's wearing is a solution. Like when we screened Lead the Way during the Cannes Film Festival in France this year in May, we invited an organization for the blind, the legally blind, to be in the front row of the theater. We gave the goggles to one of those people who is legally blind so that they could watch the movie. All the others could only hear it. But
Did you record that?
Unfortunately, the press was not there, so we didn't get a recording.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Use your phone. Sorry, my marketing hat, it hurts. Use your goddamn phone. Oh my God. Let's reshoot it.
After the screening, we had a panel discussion and we got to interview the lady who saw the film because she was wearing the goggles.
And so you did get the interview from her?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can people see that?
No, because it wasn't recorded.
Oh, I hate you.
No, but here's the thing. We invited hundreds of press there. We spent a whole week before the screening meeting with press, inviting them there. You know where they went? I think it was Sharon Stone. You know Sharon Stone? She had a big party inviting people in a nearby city, Antibes, near Cannes. And even the friends of mine in the press had to go to that because their bosses said they had to go to that event. Yeah.
So can I tell you what I would do if you were my client?
Yeah.
Because this is what I try and explain to people. I'm not your everyday marketing person. Like I am solution, like you said, solution based. I would then make propaganda and put it on social media, showcasing that all of these French reporters and press release people, instead of coming to a film that has to do with bringing awareness and blindness, that a woman that couldn't see was able to actually see the film, instead chose to go clout chase and go watch Sharon Stone,
but Sharon Stone, everybody who's anybody in the industry came to that party, and that party was to raise money for AIDS.
So let me just explain
raise money to fight AIDS. Yeah,
this is my specialty. I'm telling you, it does not matter. AIDS has gone down. There are more people living with AIDS than there ever have been possibly even fathomed before. The fact that they created this propaganda to completely overshadow something that still many people are struggling with, and you're smaller and independent, you don't my decision-making skills come from not emotional, but from trends and projections. If you're looking at what's happening in France right now with the riots and all of that, people don't care about Sharon Stone anymore. It's unrelatable. They're exhausted. They care more about what you're doing. That's relatable. And so when you showcase it in that manner to the general public, not the press, but the general public, with the power of social media that we have today now, it does way more than you could even possibly think. Just because my job, it isn't to look at it and be like, I can't believe they screwed us over. It's more of like, oh, I know that the temperament of the French people right now is vive la revolution. You know what I mean? Like they're tired of that what happened to you guys is exactly why they're, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's that kind of, I'm just like, I like to like give little tidbits because people don't realize that's still the 5 to 7 years. That's going to be the trend. So you keep doing it. I mean, yeah, if you need any pointers, because this is really cool stuff that you're doing. If you need any pointers like online social media marketing, like I'm happy to do that too. So I like good. I'm a sappy.
Well, I think it would be great if you became part of our studio, because that's what we're looking for marketing geniuses to be part of our studio, because they're going to highlight us at the same time as we're highlighting them, because they did the marketing. Because you don't make money on a film just by raising money to make the film or actually making it. The only time you make money is when you market it. When it's out there in the world and it finds its audience. That's when you make the money.
Well, let's talk about that part backstage. But I'm like really excited with the things that you're doing, because it's kind of like Sound of Freedom. It's we need to put a spotlight on actual things that are hurting the human race. And the more that you do that, the more relatable you're going to be, because people are exhausted from everything. So this is a fresh breath of fresh air for me. I'm like, nice. Okay, so what else? You said you're working on these feature films. Yeah. What are you looking for to create more films? Are you looking for a certain kind of partners or certain screenwriters or anything like that?
Yeah, what we're doing is we're trying to build up our studio. We started with 50 writers, 25 producers, and 25 directors. That's like our base. And we're building on that with actors, cinematographers, editors, composers, all of these people. And once we have that, and it's worldwide, that means not just in Southern California where I live, but throughout the United States and in countries around the world, then we can shoot any place. Of course, we're not shooting big budget projects. We're shooting low budget independent films. but we'll be able to do it any place in the world because we'll have the talent in all those different places.
Okay. So you're also trying to create your own network to like bring more goodness into the world.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we have members as far away as the island of Tasmania. So we have all over Europe, Asia, every continent, and as far away as the island of Tasmania off the shore of Australia.
You know what you should look into? It's kind of like a weird idea. I just thought of it, but like third world countries that have been basically like condemned by the Western societies are on the up and up. If you actually like watch the news and everything, Africa's doing some insane things. South America is doing some insane things that are better for their own people than we've ever witnessed in history. It might be something to look at.
Oh yeah,
because the momentum that it could create would be very, big.
What we want to do with our films, unlike a horror film that is there to scare people, okay, we want to inspire, to uplift, to make people feel that anything is possible. That's the kind of feeling we're looking for. And that's what a solution film does, but very few other films do that. You know?
Absolutely.
My comedy makes them laugh, a horror film scares them, you know. There's all kinds of different films. Some make them cry, some make them laugh, but this is something that can actually inspire them. So
this is fantastic. Cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we close out?
Just that I hope, since you seem to be very interested in what we're doing, I hope that we can work together. I really do. And I hope that people see Lead the Way. And our website is www.leadthewaymovie.com. And Lead is spelled L-E-E-D because the main character is Patrick Lee. It's a combination of his last name because people chant when he's running for president. The people in the crowds chant, Patrick Lee, lead the way. Patrick Lee, lead the way. Yeah.
So good. I'm telling you, I know I do marketing and I know all these things, but it confuses people because I'm like a little shark, but I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. It's literally right here. Lead the way. Oh, I'm such a consumer. Okay, so again, this is the website, Lead the Way. What is it?
LeedTheWayMovie.com. Leadthewaymovie.com.
Yeah. It's really adorable, and it's streaming. This is where it's available, right? All of these?
Some of those are it's not on anymore. I don't think it's on Spectrum anymore, but we've added Tubi. Oh no, Tubi is on there. YouTube, Plex is not on there. We're on a lot of streamers around the world now, so anybody can see it, even for free. But then you have to watch commercials.
Wait, and it's translated in other languages. I love this.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, there's still people here. So, and anyone that's viewing this, you can see Eugene's contact info in the description if you would like to either donate or be a part of the film, or if you want to be a part of it in any capacity, go ahead and contact Eugene.
If you go to the website and you go to contact there, it will go. I will get that message that you leave.
Perfect. Thank you again so much for being here today and sharing all of this information. Again, my name is Anna, and until next time.